So what I'm going to do today is try and show how to connect the core muscles and the gym or the power muscles together in one simple workout and see how we go from there. So we're going to start with the core exercises, abs first, upper abs first, one knee bent, just bring it up to chest up towards your knee, about 12 repetitions for your six pack. To do the obliques, we're going to come up and across, but don't drop the other shoulder back. So you add, don't subtract, and do 12 on each side for that one. Okay. After that, you're then going to do the lower abs, so your knees and hips are 90 degrees. You're going to try and lift your knees up in the air. Yeah, and try and get that. By all means, use your arms to assist to start with. As you get better, just use your abs. And then combine both together. Trying to get sets of 12 if you can. All right, and that's bringing all the abs in. This is all part of your warm up to the gym session. Then we're going to start on the plank, the moving plank, not the holding plank. So one leg in front, one behind. Side plank to start. Come onto the front plank, and then the other side. Back onto the front, other side. Trying to move everything together so everything moves in unison. And again, 12 repetitions of that. Once you've done that, Superman, opposite arm, opposite leg. Pushing down into the ground, trying to do 12 on each side, changing over, okay, 12 on each side, and then finally you're going to end up with the third of the core exercise of the aeroplane. One leg like a pedestal, onto the fuselage from head to foot, airplane wings fixed onto the pelvis to join the shoulder girdle and pelvis together, raising up, back to flat, fold your weight bearing hip, back to flat, and raise up. Trying to do 12 and then change over to the other leg and try and do 12. It's all about quality, making sure you're folding at the weight bearing hip, keeping in a straight line. So that's your warm up. So first of the exercises to develop the core and the strength in the upper body, we're going to do upright rows, but on a Bosu ball. So you have your weights, getting connected onto the Bosu ball, making sure you get your balance right. As you do the weights up, you're pushing down into the Bosu ball, trying to keep the form, keep the straight line through the spine. Yeah, pushing down to the ground, and again 12 reps. Trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades as you bring them. And it's not just an up motion; it's a squeezing back motion as well to get the middle and trapezius working as well. All right, so it's down through the Bosu ball, pushing down to the ground to get that to work. Okay. Once you've done that, you combine that with forward raises and lateral raises. Once again, on the Bosu ball. It's not the biggest Bosu ball, but it shows the idea behind what we're trying to achieve. Pushing down to the ground, get the balance. So you've got balance receptors working into your core muscles and then into your dynamic muscles. Push down to get your forward raises. Yeah, trying to get the through motion through the upper body. It's not just trying to pull down through the shoulder blades as well as get the up motion as well, down through the shoulder blades. So 12 again, 12 lateral raises, pushing down to get the power. Downward pressure gives upward force. Yeah, all the time. That's the main remit of what you're trying to achieve. Finally, reverse flies. So pushing down through the Bosu ball as you get squeezing pencil between the shoulder blades once again. Trying to keep the balance from the Bosu ball. 12 repetitions once more. Okay. Next exercise on a Swiss ball. What you're going to do is a shoulder press first, and then we're going to do a close grip chin. So we're always trying to superset. So we never really stop. We keep the fitness going as well as the balance, as well as the core, as well as the dynamic muscles. So shoulder press on a Bosu, trying to get the balance as you do. Trying to get 12 repetitions, but it's all about quality, keeping a balance through the Bosu ball, through the Swiss ball, whilst you're doing your 12 repetitions. Then we move on to the close grip chins. Trying to get to 12 if you can, and again, trying to get the chest there first. So close grip chins. Yeah, trying to get to 12 of those as well. That's the next two. Next exercise is the shoulder press, a recline press. So for your pecs, lower pecs. And then we're going to change around the angle of the press into one for serratus anterior. It's a little muscle runs around the bottom of the shoulder blade to scoop the shoulder blade nicely down as well. So we'll add in 2 of those and variations and try to do 12. Of course, so you slide down, pick up the weights, and we're going to do just a shoulder press. You can alter the resistance by going further up, making it harder, further down to your shoulder blades, making it a bit easier on stability. Yeah, so it depends on how you want to handicap yourself. Yeah, shoulder press there, change round, and you're going to come down further towards your belly button to do a shoulder press through for serratus anterior. So just by changing that angle, means you use slightly different muscles in the bottom of the shoulder blade. Yeah, so use that 12 repetitions or that for more pecs higher up. Either of those, both as you will. And then we're going to move on to a wide grip chin. So, and I'm trying to do 12 of these. Chest getting there first. 1, 2, and so on. Okay, to 12. So for this exercise, we're going to do some pullovers and then some pull twos as well. So again, just to work in different muscle groups, front and back of the shoulder. The most important thing with this, we're going to use the Bosu ball for balance, control, using the core right the way through the front chain, the back chain that we're going to be using, developing. Anterior chain first, posterior chain second. So it's all about positioning the ball just right. So when you're using, for this next exercise, you need to be fairly close. When you do the exercise, you'll see me move the ball slightly further away. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. So, get yourself positioned, weight through the Bosu ball as you stand onto it. Get your balance, and then push through, trying to push down the ball as you push forward. And you can alter where you're pushing, slightly with the angle higher or slightly further down forward. Okay, but it's that pushing down to get the push off. So pushing down through the Bosu as you push up. Then you move swiftly on to slightly further away with the Bosu ball. 2 handles on the chin, and again you can use elastics for this instead if you're from home. Just elastics instead of the cable machine. You're going to stand on the Bosu, get your balance, and then pull towards you. Posterior chain. Chest getting meeting is meeting. It's not just still and static, you're making sure that the chest is meeting the handles as well. Yeah, it's not static and bowed like an armadillo shell. Okay, so you're meeting both together. 12 repetitions on both of those. Thanks. Okay. So, from the vertical arms we had for the last exercise, we've brought them down to 3 points, so slightly angled. And we're going to do forward chain, flies, and then we're going to do reverse crossover. So for the posterior chain, getting the Bosu, the balance, and also the chains all working together with the dynamic muscles on top of that. Okay, so everything is combined in an efficient way. So, behind the Bosu, take the weight through the cables, onto the Bosu, bring, as you push down through the Bosu, you're bringing the weights forward in front of you, in the chest. Right, so you're working the anterior chain, pushing down into the Bosu as you do 12 or so repetitions through that front chain. Then you're going to turn around, slightly easier weight. Reduce the weight if you can, maybe you can do posterior chain the same, but you're trying to make that rear chain work as well. Stand on, holding onto one hand bar, hand hold. Stand on the Bosu, get your balance, reach for the second Bosu, a hand. And then what you're going to try and do is squeeze that pencil between the shoulder blades. Pushing down through the Bosu, developing that work, coming through into your shoulder blades. Yeah? Down through the Bosu, squeeze that pencil between the shoulder blades. Yeah? 12 repetitions of that. Okay, finally, we're going to do some biceps and some triceps. Using the Bosu, the balance, the core exercise, the core muscles, and into the dynamic muscles as well. So, take your position on the Bosu ball, pushing down to the ground as you do your biceps. And trying to build up to 12 repetitions. As you push down, bring the arm curl. So down and bring the arm curl in. Yeah, so downward pressure gives upward force. So that's why you're developing the muscle chain through that outline. That's your biceps, 12 repetitions. Then Going to do triceps on the Bosu ball, using the chain up into the arm. Get your balance, get your position, hold onto your arm, and then it's a overhead tricep motion, pushing down into the Bosu ball as you get your triceps to work. And then of course you'll change over, other triceps, something to lift out, get your balance, pushing down to the ball, trying to keep balance as much as you can. Push down to the ball as you do the triceps. So downward motion to use your triceps. Okay.